Are you about to make the biggest financial mistake of your life? Let's find out if buying a house now is really a smart move or a fast track to regret. And make sure to stick around right till the end of the video as I cover when exactly is the best time to buy. But getting right into it, if you're watching this video, you're probably considering buying a home this year, but you don't want to get it wrong. Nobody likes losing money or conversely paying more for something in the future. So how do we determine if this year is the best time to buy? Well, first and foremost, do you actually have the financial ability to? Before we even start talking about whether it's a good idea or not, you need to know if and what you're able to buy. Assuming you've already got that out of the way, the next thing you want to consider is your financial stability. Evaluate your financial situation, including savings, income, and job security. Homeownership requires a stable financial foundation, not just for the initial purchase, but for ongoing maintenance, taxes, and possibly higher unexpected costs. Do you have a stable job? Are you planning to continue working that job or at least stay in the same field? Or are you considering a career change in the near future? All important things to consider. Additionally, when you buy a home, you don't want to completely drain your bank account. Besides the costs associated with buying a home, it's essential to have an emergency fund. Home repairs and maintenance can be expensive and unpredictable. Always plan for the worst case scenario. What if you lose your job? How long would you be able to last without receiving another paycheck? I always suggest you have at least enough funds to last you for 6 months if you were to lose your sources of income. Next up is considering what your short and long-term plans are. Your future plans play a huge influence on whether buying a home now is a good decision. If you anticipate moving within the next 1 to 2 years, renting might be more practical due to the costs associated with buying and selling a home. Buying a home should be a long-term plan. You should be planning to live there for at least the next 3 to 5 years. In the circumstance that a better opportunity comes up or you're able to sell and upsize in a shorter period of time, great. That's just the cherry on top. But you should never be planning to buy and sell in the next year or with the expectations prices will be much greater than they are today. There are significant costs involved with the purchase and sale of a property. So even if your property has appreciated, you need to consider how these costs will impact your overall profits. You're looking at property transfer tax and lawyer's fees on the purchase, as well as any other additional closing costs such as a home inspection, appraisal, adjustment costs, and more. Then on the sale of your home, you're looking at realtor and lawyer fees as your primary costs. Not to mention, the BC government recently added a flipping tax that will impact you on any sale that is less than 2 years from purchasing, which adds on to the federal tax for sales of less than 1 year. This is even more incentive not to buy if you plan to sell in the short term. However, if you do predict that you'll be moving in the short term, there are ways to make this work, such as renting out your property when you move. I have many clients who have done this in the past as they were relocated for work on a short-term basis. This way, they've been able to take advantage of the many benefits of home ownership and time in the market, even though they didn't perfectly fit into the 3 to 5 year criteria. The next case for homeownership is obtaining stability in an unstable market. One main reason to buy a house now is to keep your housing costs steady and predictable. This helps protect you from rent going up suddenly and by a lot. Although there are rent controls in BC and certain other provinces, this only protects you for so long. The problem I often see people run into is that they've been living in a rental for an extended period of time, and because of this, they're paying significantly below market rate. Now, if and when the owner sells the property, or if they ever decide to move in or have family move in, you'll have to go and find a new place to rent. The issue with this is that your rent costs are gonna go up significantly as you're now gonna be looking at rentals listed at current market rates. Not only that, but you'll be forced to move, and there's no guarantee on how long it'll be until this happens again at your new rental. So there's always some level of uncertainty that you don't have any control over. However, as a homeowner, you take away all of this uncertainty. Not only that, but if you buy a house while your career is getting better, your housing costs will take up less of your budget over time as you earn more money. Also, if interest rates go down later, it could make your housing costs even lower, making buying a house early on even more beneficial. Although buying a house can be risky, like if the value of the house drops for a while, houses usually increase in value over the long term. This makes buying a house a good idea for people planning for the future. Moving on, you need need to consider your lifestyle preferences. Homeownership comes with responsibilities like maintenance and repairs. Consider whether you're ready for the commitment or if you prefer the flexibility and fewer responsibilities of renting. When you're renting and something breaks, you just call your landlord and they have to come by and fix it. But once you become an owner, the responsibility falls on you. This also ties into our previous point about timelines. If you're someone who's constantly traveling or moving to new cities, then homeownership may not be the best fit for you. However, there is another option that not everyone considers that can give you the best of both worlds, and that's owning a rental property or properties, but not your primary residence. This allows you to reap a lot of the benefits of homeownership while still having the flexibility of renting. Of course, this will come with its own added responsibility. However, there are ways to mitigate this, such as hiring a property manager to deal with it. But that's a topic we'll explore further in another video. Next, let's talk about when to hold off on buying. The housing market might not be right for everyone at the moment. If you're thinking about making another move in the near future, you're unsure about your job, having relationship issues, or don't have enough money saved, it might be better to wait before buying a home. You should feel secure in your job, your relationship, and have enough money saved for both planned and surprise costs of owning a home. Also, if you don't have a long-term plan, buying a house in this uncertain market could end up costing you. Home prices might stop growing or even potentially drop. So if you're not planning to stay put for a long time, you could lose money when you go to sell. It's best to think of buying a home as a long-term choice that fits with your job, life, and money plans. Waiting for the perfect time to buy a house, like when interest rates drop, home prices fall, or the economy looks better, can be tempting. But these things are hard to predict. It's better to focus on being ready yourself and choosing the right time to buy. If you wait too long for everything to be just right, you might miss your chances. House prices could go up, making it harder to buy later. So after considering all the factors discussed in this video, if you feel like buying a home is the right decision for you, then let's move on to our last and potentially most important factor, which is when is the best time to buy? Deciding to buy a home should come from careful thinking and planning, not just trying to guess the best time to buy. Being ready in every way possible, like having a good credit score, knowing your budget, and thinking about your future, helps you start your journey to owning a home the right way. By focusing on what you can control and getting ready carefully, you can handle the housing market's challenges with confidence. This way you can buy a home that fits your needs now and in the future. And that's about going to do it for today's video. So if you did get any sort of value whatsoever, all I ask is that you hit the thumbs up button. And if you'd like to see more videos just like this one, I suggest you consider subscribing to our channel. If you are considering buying or selling in Surrey, Langley, or any of the surrounding cities for that matter, or you just want to talk about real estate, you can scroll down and click the first link in the description to book a call with me at a time that works best for you. Thanks so much for watching. Before you get out of here, make sure you check out the next video in this series where we dive deeper into what is better, buying versus renting, and we'll see you in the next video.